Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another thrilling episode of PROG Review. I think. I'm not sure. Not sure what this is, because this is news and a review. For those of you who are waking up, you may have already woken up. You may be going to bed, I don't know, because we live in a world where there are time zones. Who knows what's going on? So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. I think that's covered everyone. You may have awoke or gone to bed to the news that it's coming. Yes, the Dark Side of the Moon Redux from Roger Waters is coming. And we were treated, oh boy, were we treated to the first track, which I'm going to talk about, which was Money. Money. And yeah, I think this is out October the 8th. Does that sound right? Have I got that right? Did I read that right? Was it October the 8th? I can't remember. I've got a sore eye at the moment. Got a bit of a sore eye, so October the 6th, not the 8th. Again, my eye makes it look like it's the 8th and not the 6th. It's alright. I don't know what I'm talking about, but then that's why you come here. So yeah, we've got this Dark Side of the Moon Redux. And there is many copies to be bought. There is an official Roger Waters web store in the UK, run by Townsend Music, I believe. They often do these things for bands. So yeah, Townsend Music have done these campaigns for many other bands back in the day. So you can have a look at some of the versions that you can buy. So you can get the CD, the orange, transparent orange, which is nice. Though I think Amazon have a violet limited edition. Can I get that? Can I squeeze that all on? Very hard. I have to resize the window. There we go. Have I got it? Yeah, that'll do. So there's of course there's a cassette, because everyone's got a working, functioning cassette player. I have, but then don't ask. There's also the double vinyl, and then you've got into the big £100 bundles where you get everything, including a T-shirt. He's using dogs. Using dogs as the theme. Dog's eye. The original album, reflected in a dog's eye. And so yeah, there's all these bundles you can buy. Get the T-shirt if you so wish. Again, is it because it's the dog's breakfast? So yeah, there's the album itself. There's the album artwork. That's a dog's eye with the original album sleeve reflected in it. He should have just gone with mine, which I'll probably use for this thumbnail. So fill your boots. It's again, it's the tracks have been extended, so on the vinyl, tis a double vinyl, don't you know? And we can have a look at the track listing. Side 4 is an original composition. That's threatening. I'm surprised it wasn't embossed, one of those engraved sized 4s with his face. So there we have it. I listened to Money, which was out today. It's been expanded. It's about 7 minutes 50 odd seconds. It's nearly 8 minutes long. And I said to the missus before I queued it up on YouTube, because there's a little lyric video with dogs in it. Again, is it Dog's Breakfast? I don't know. Dog's Breakfast. I said to her, I've got a funny feeling he's going to go back to like his original demo. Now again, the original demo was almost kind of had a almost slowed down country and western kind of twang to it. And I was kind of right, because that's what he's done with this version. He's slowed it down, and it's all the joy and the bounce and the energy has been sucked out. It's the desiccated corpse of Money remains, and by the way it's presented and arranged now, and his enunciation, the meaning of it has changed. There's none of the joy in it. There's none of the sense of it. Being, we're all in this together. Again, that's the delicious irony of. But when the song was written, they weren't multimillionaires, and I always found it amusing that when Gilmour or Waters sings this now, you have a multimillionaire complaining about money. Again, more money, more problems. That's the lyric, isn't it? So that always amuses me. But anyway, he stripped it back. It's a bit more slowed down. It's more of it's got a bit more of a bluesy country twang to it, and he's singing it kind of low, money, like that. And it's a dirge. It's a dirge. Like I say, there's no joy in it. There's no sound effects. It's the antithesis. He's gone the opposite way, and that's fine. That's up to him to do that. But he has added a whole section in the middle of his poetry. There's a lot of poetry on this record. In an interview with him earlier in the year, the journalist the poor unfortunate journo who conducted the interview had a preview of the record and said there's quite a bit of poetry on it, especially over the instrumental passages, and in money there's no end to it. And again, it's a bit of an odd imagery that he's talking about. Again, it's hard to tell if he's talking about a sumo wrestler or a boxer, or what this is alluding to. Is it meant to be a banker? Now again, Rog, if you're talking about bankers, you got to be very careful, because what with your problem with your problem and banking, allusions to certain people. So yeah, there's this it is truly awful. It's some of the worst poetry. It's sixth form. It's not even as good as sixth form. Even the missus says, no, there's sixth form poetry better than this. It makes Vogon poetry look a breeze, and the same with Nancy Milford Jennings too. That's a Douglas Adams cut there for you. Where it's crude, it's unnecessary, it's there to appease the 12-year-old in Roger Waters, because it serves no purpose. It adds nothing to the song. It cheapens the song. It makes the song grubbier and nastier. Again, he's turned a song which was a rallying cry. It was the original song is about how we're all in the same boat, and money rules our lives, and hey, there's nothing we can do about it. In this one, he turns that joyful cry of desperation into misery, into abject misery, and this is coming from a multi-millionaire. So again, you hear it once, you will never, ever, ever, I guarantee it, I will swear something valuable and dear to me, that you will never listen to this again for joy. You'll only listen to it again because you bought the fucking record. It is a completely and utterly pointless exercise. Now, there'll be people that will line up in the comments going, but Darren, it's up to him. It's his prerogative to re-record his records. Absolutely. And that's up to him. That's fine. And if you like it, good for you. You're wrong, but good for you. Because he didn't do anything. He didn't really update the song. God, there's so much he could have written about. He could have talked about cryptocurrencies. He could have talked about online scams. He could have modernised the song. He could have taken money and taken it into a completely 21st century direction. But he didn't. He wrote this terrible, awful, truly abysmal bit of poetry and stuck it in there to put his dirty, grubby, geriatric fingerprints over everything. It's appalling. It truly is. Again, Dark Side of the Moon is a classic album. We can all agree on that. It is a masterpiece, and there are certain pieces of art that you leave alone. Now, I'm not one of those people that when they see, you know, Dark Side of the Moon interpreted by your favourite prog artists, you know, queues up and hands over my money. I, like a steaming turd on the pavement, I avoid it. I go, not listening to that, because you know what? It's a waste of my fucking time and energy. Right? Because those things are pointless. And this has been proven to be largely pointless. You will listen to it once, and you will put it on the shelf, and you will walk away from it. And that's his prerogative, and it's my prerogative to criticise. That's it. Again, it's not like he's improved on it. He will say he has done. He will say it's a reinterpretation. I say it's a missed opportunity because, again, from 1973 to now, money is very different. You know, banking is very different. You know, in fact, we're moving towards, like I say, not using money. We use, you know, cryptocurrencies and all our banking is done on our phone now. You know, even paying. And he could have talked about that and how, you know, he could have modernised the song. But anyway, I've gone on. I see it as largely pointless. That's it. Waste of time. A complete and utter waste of time. And it's good to be right. It's always good to be right. But please, in the comment box below, queue up and tell me how I'm wrong. Please, tell me how I'm wrong. And tell me how you're going to listen to this album and this songs more than you're going to listen to the original. Again, very rarely a cover's better than the original. There are very few songs, you know, that are better than the original interpretation. And he could have made it his own, but he didn't. He chose to be quite lazy about it. And I imagine the rest of the record is going to be like that. You know, it's going to be the opposite. Because he wants to, again, make it his own. You know, a lot of the joy and the peaks and the troughs and the instrumental beauty, you know, and those bits that kind of unite us, you know, because the great thing about Dark Side of the Moon is it talks about a shared experience. This is why it's universal. It's a universal experience that, you know, we can all sit through and go, yeah, I get that. And I think he's going to completely pick it apart, and he's going to render it meaningless. And he's going to do this as he, with, you know, sense of a job well done. Because to him, you know, he's got rid of the other three, and because he wrote the album. Remember, he wrote the album. I wrote Dark Side of the Moon, and you're going to see his vision of it. Like I said, it's not looking good. And unfortunately, on October the 6th, when it comes out digitally, because you ain't getting no fucking money out of me, my son, you should all gather around and go, Darren, you'll virtually pat me on the shoulder and go, you were right once again. Well done, son. I'm going, I was just trying to warn you guys. I was just trying to warn you. That's all. That's all I was trying to do. But yeah, it is his prerogative. But you've got to look at his motives for doing it. Whether or not it improves anything. Because this is the thing about art. Does it change your experience of the original? You know, i.e., does he like I say, give a different perspective, or is it something that you'll just go? This is what you got to think about. And the problem with fandom. Now, we're not fans here. We're connoisseurs. Remember, we can appreciate all this stuff and we can be sensible about it. But there will be many rabid fans of Waters and Pink Floyd who will throw their knickers in the air and claim this as a second coming. It ain't. It devalues the original, and there'll be many that say, no, it doesn't, Darren. It can exist side by side. It'll be forgotten. You know, whilst they're busy, you know, I wonder how many copies they're producing. Will it be a limited edition release, or will they be digging a big landfill hole to bury it next to those Atari ET cartridges in the desert? Who knows? But anyway, that's me burbling on. Thank you for indulging me. I'm so sorry. Go and listen to it. You can go and listen to it now on YouTube, and or whatever digital platform you inhabit, but there is a video on YouTube you can go and watch, a lyric video, and you will gape and gasp in awe at the truly awful poetry he has shat into the middle section of the song. He opened his wrinkled arsehole and he shat all over it. Well done, Rog. Well done. Well done. You proved you really are mad. Completely and utterly bonkers. Well done. But it's your prerogative. It's your prerogative. Thank you for watching. My name's been Darren Locke, and I've been shitting on Roger Waters shitting on Dark Side of the Moon. I think that's it. And that's it. Thank you for watching. There's only one more thing left to say, and by now you should know what that is, and that is please, please go forth and prog on.